In this video you will know about a beautiful place which is definitely precious gift of our Mother Nature to India. So, what you know about Lakshadweep Island? Have you heard about it? If no, then you should. If you have already heard about it, then you should develop some curiosity to explore this masterpiece. Lakshadweep, the group of 36 islands, is known for its exotic and sun-kissed beaches and lush green landscape. The name Lakshadweep in Malayalam and Sanskrit means 100,000 islands. India's smallest union territory, Lakshadweep, is an archipelago consisting of 36 islands with an area of 32 square kilometers. It is a uni-district union territory and is comprised of 12 atolls, 3 reefs, 5 submerged banks and 10 inhabited islands. The islands comprise of 32 square kilometers. The capital is Kavaratti and it is also the principal town of the UT. All islands are 220 to 440 kilometers away from the coastal city of Kochi in Kerala, in the Emerald Arabian Sea. The natural landscapes, the sandy beaches, abundance of flora and fauna and the absence of a rushed lifestyle enhance the mystique of Lakshadweep. Want to visit this beautiful place, then you must know its climatic condition. You would definitely fall into love with the climatic condition of this masterpiece. Throughout the year, temperatures in Lakshadweep generally range from about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, about 20 degrees Celsius, to nearly 90 degrees Fahrenheit, about 32 degrees Celsius. Cyclones moving across the Arabian Sea rarely strike the islands. However, the winds and waves associated with them can alter the land features considerably. Are you curious enough to dig into wildlife of this island? Then here is the details for you. Coconut grows in abundance on the islands and is the only commercial crop. Kanai, kolam, chavak, punna and chirni are the locally known shrubs. Breadfruit tree is the state tree. Shrubs and runners play a significant role in preventing soil erosion. Cows, goats, and ducks are common farm animals. Only a few islands have crows. There are no dogs or snakes on the islands. Most of the birds are found on Pitilslanda Bird Sanctuary. Taratashi is the state bird. Betel nut and betel leaf also grow in the islands. Among the most notable marine fauna are sharks, bonitos, tunas, snappers, and flying fish. Manta rays, octopuses, crabs, turtles, and assorted gastropods are plentiful. The islands also are home to an array of water birds, such as herons, teals, and gulls. The islands of present-day Lakshadweep were first mentioned by a Greek sailor in the 1st century CE as a source of tortoise shell. Muslim missionary activity in the 7th century and continued contact with Arab traders eventually led to the conversion of all the islanders to Islam. Sometime before 1100 a small Hindu kingdom on the Malabar coast annexed the islands, and after of Kerala in 1102 they passed to the Kolatharis, another small Hindu dynasty. Later in the 12th century, after a Kolathari princess married a Muslim convert, a separate kingdom, including the islands that eventually formed Lakshadweep, was set up in the Kannur, Kannanur, area of Kerala in order to protect the Keralan tradition of matrilineal descent. It is possible that the first European to visit the islands was the Italian explorer Marco Polo, if the female island mentioned in his 13th century travelogues was indeed Minicoy Island, as some have speculated. In 1498 the Portuguese arrived in the islands. They subsequently built a fort to control trade, particularly in Coir. Residents of the islands staged an uprising in 1545. Successive bibis, female rulers, and their husbands ruled the islands until control of the northern group of islands, the Amandivas, passed to Tipu Sultan, the Sultan of Mysore, now Karnataka, on the mainland, in the 1780s. When Tipu was killed in battle with the British in 1799, the Amandivas came under British control. The Bibi and her husband were permitted to retain the other islands and receive income from them in exchange for an annual payment to the British. These payments repeatedly were in arrears, and in 1908 the Bibi ceded to the British direct administration of these islands. Sovereignty was transferred to India upon Indian independence in 1947, and the islands were constituted a union territory in 1956. On November 1, 1956, during the reorganization of Indian states, the Lakshadweep Islands were separated from Madras and organized into a separate union territory for administrative purposes. The new territory was called Lakshadweep, Minicoy, and Amandivi Islands before adopting the Lakshadweep name on November 1, 1973. Interacting with Ravindra Vaishnav, 80, an old hand from Amal, he told an interesting story which gave a pleasant surprise to my mind on how India took over the territory of Lakshadweep, a Muslim-majority group of islands of just 32.69 square kms. It is not only a strategically important territory but does attract global tourism even today. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the then Deputy Prime Minister of Independent India in charge of Home as well as States Ministry, had sent an SOS message to Mudaliar brothers to convey the collector of Travancore to instruct the police officials and the employees to go to Lakshadweep with whatever arms were with them. His instruction was to take possession of the islands closer to the border and hoist the national flag there. If the police forces no firearms with them, they can take this with them but somehow take possession of the area. Sardar Patel was far-sighted. When the people from Travancore police reached Lakshadweep and hoisted the Triraga, they found a ship with Pakistan flag sailing towards Lakshadweep with the intention to take over the Muslim-majority area in the Arabian Sea. The Pak dream to capture Lakshadweep was shattered after they watched the Indian national flag and preferred to take U-turn. But for promptness in the action on Indian side, the strategic area of Lakshadweep must have been part of Pakistan forever. The incident took place immediately after India got independence in August 1947 when British left and Pakistan took the shape of a Muslim state. All about this masterpiece. Must visit it once. Thanks to watch the video.